Someone left me a comment on my last Gypsy Rose video and said, Rabbit, you need to check what the internet is saying about the net worth of Gypsy Rose. One source is saying that Gypsy Rose network has reached an estimated 3 million. How does one spend nearly 9 years in prison with no previous employment experience only to become a millionaire upon their release? That is the question that people are asking. This source that put this out there also referenced the New York Times saying that over 60% of those leaving prison are unemployed a year later, seeking work but not finding it. So it's interesting to kind of see where we're at right now with Gypsy Rose. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. How do you guys feel about her net worth? Is it an issue for you? I've been seeing all kinds of comments since I posted this on my community tab. So one of you guys said, this is going to set a great precedence. Some children will see this and think my mommy is mean to me. If I kill her, I'll get famous. She's the worst kind of influencer, and it's not even her fault. Get your bag, girl, but get better people around you. Gypsy is free for the first time in her life, doesn't need this media circus and all the podcasts. How's it all going to end? One of my supporters said, I say good for her. She has suffered her whole life and deserves some happiness. As far as the money, I understand her reasoning for selling her story because getting a job as a felon is very hard, I've heard. What do you guys think about the whole money situation? Is it an issue? Is it a non-issue for you guys? Let me know in the comments. Now, one of the things that Gypsy Rose did yesterday was talk about Munchausen by proxy on her IG account, which I was like, I really wish you would have started with this a long ass time ago, but she just started speaking about it a little bit more in depth and making references to Take Care of Maya, which is a docu series on Netflix that shows what happens when a family was accused of Munchausen by proxy of medical abusing their child. Let me play this.
Hey everyone, this is Gypsy. So I know it's been a crazy last 2 weeks. I had a documentary, I had an ebook, and I had to promote those projects that I'm super proud of. But now things are starting to settle down in my regular, normal life. So I wanted to kind of bring things back to the point of why I'm on social media to begin with. So the whole point is to spread awareness about Munchausen syndrome by proxy. So if you know my story, you're kind of familiar with a little bit about it. But what I want to share with you is the definition and symptoms to look for. So Munchausen syndrome by proxy, or Munchausen by proxy, is a psychological disorder marked by attention-seeking behavior by a caregiver through those who are in their care. Munchausen by proxy is a relatively rare behavioral disorder. It affects a primary caregiver, often the mother.
And I think it's great that she's doing this. You know, I wish she would have started with this when she came out, but it's never too late to educate the public, right? I also think that somebody needs to tell her that it's no longer Munchausen by proxy. It's formally known as Munchausen by proxy. It's actually a factitious disorder based on the changes from the DSM-4 to DSM-5, okay?
The person with Munchausen by proxy gains attention by seeking medical help for made-up symptoms of the child in their care. As a healthcare provider, strive to identify what causes the child's symptoms. The deliberate actions of the parent or caregiver can often make symptoms worse. So here are some warning signs to kind of look for. Is a parent or caregiver, usually a mother, maybe a healthcare professional, is very friendly and cooperative with healthcare providers, appears quite concerned, some may seem overly concerned about their child, may suffer from Munchausen syndrome, a related disorder in which a person repeatedly acts as if they have a physical or mental illness when they are not really sick. The child has a history of many hospitalizations, often with strange set of symptoms. Worsening of the child's symptoms generally is reported by the parent and is not witnessed by a healthcare professional staff. The child's reported condition and symptoms do not agree with the results of tests. There may be more than one unusual illness or death of a child in the family. the child's condition improves in the hospital, but symptoms reoccur when they are at home. So these are things to look for. Keep in mind that there is a little bit of a gray area in this, because what I'm seeing is there seems to be this imbalance of the healthcare professionals not catching it all, or they are labeling innocent parents with this disorder.
I'm glad that she said this because it's very much common that people are mislabeling a parent with Munchausen by proxy, aka factitious disorder. Like I said, we saw that on Take Care of Maya, which is a docuseries on Netflix, and we did a review on it. I'm gonna put it in the description box so you guys can check it out. It's very disturbing when these healthcare professionals misdiagnose factitious disorder.
And so I watched a documentary recently called Take Care of Maya. And watching it, it made me upset on so many levels, because in that case, they were too overzealous with wanting to put this disorder on a parent when the parent was actually innocent. And for me, nobody caught it at all. So where does this balance begin? Let's have that conversation. So please post in my comments what you think needs to change in the healthcare system and how we can protect children from being medically abused. So go ahead and comment. Thank you.
What do you guys think in the comments about Gypsy Rose explaining Munchausen by proxy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments about it. Now,
and please excuse my mispronunciation of Munchausen by proxy. It is Munchausen by proxy, not Munchausen. Even though you could say it like that, but it's Munchausen by proxy. Really, that's how you pronounce it. Excuse me if I said it wrong. Keep watching the video.
Another area I really quickly want to talk about is TMZ did an article, as TMZ does, y'all. I'm not a fan of TMZ, but they do what they have to do. Gypsy Rose wave of hate from Nick supporters. She feels it's unfair. And this was literally last night in the evening. Basically, the article says that she's getting bombarded with criticism for Nick Godejohn supporters, and it's been going on since she's out of prison. But Gypsy feels the haters aren't giving her a fair shake. Well, haters typically don't give you a fair shake. Haters are haters. You know what I'm saying? Now, are they haters, or are they people that are truly concerned about the balance of the scales in terms of how this case has turned out? That she can go on a podcast and say she doesn't identify as a murderer and she's not the one that technically killed. But yet other people feel like, wait a minute, like, girl, scale it back a little bit. Okay. It's not like you're identifying people you were charged with the crimes that you were charged with. But people feel a little bit weird about this. People have said, don't get me wrong, I love that she's free since all the abuse that she suffered. But isn't it kind of weird how her ex-boyfriend is locked up in jail for the rest of his life and she's at a movie premiere? He's part of her story too. It's a good point. This girl should not be living her best life if the man that did her dirty work has to face prison for the rest of his life. The system failed Nick, who is autistic, and fell into Gypsy's master plan. Somebody said, I'm just going to say this. She came up with a plan. She asked him to kill for her. And if we are giving her mom the benefit of the doubt with mental illness, Nick deserves the benefit of mental illness too. The internet is unforgiving, I'm telling y'all. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about all of this. I'll see you guys on the next one. And make sure you're hitting the like button and subscribing. You know, it helps the girl with the algorithm and the channel. All right? See you guys on the next one. Rabbits out.